I'm Allison Johnson, and you're watching Pulling the Black Card, and I hope that my voice finds you in the best of health and all is well with you. Let's get into this, and let's address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room right now is I hope you all don't get mad at me from the show. Trigger warning. I'm going to address Cassie. And I'm asking all the women. I have to ask this question. I'm asking you all this too, because I've been through. I didn't have anybody with as much money as him. He has, but I have had men with money, especially growing up very young when the crack epidemic was going on. I dated a lot of big crack dealers. I'm being honest. Let's be honest. Okay. And so that's why I'm asking the question, did the women in Diddy's life choose a lifestyle over their own safety? Because a lifestyle is very addictive. It is. And a lifestyle doesn't only include the gifts, the lifestyle is everything. The lifestyle is the home you live in. The lifestyle is the cars you drive in. The lifestyle are the people you parlay with and chill with and have fun with. All of this, the places you go, the vacations you take. This is a lifestyle. The notoriety you get. All of these things. And I want to know, did the women in Diddy's life, okay, did they choose lifestyle over safety? I believe some of them did. Now, don't think this does not negate this man from being allegedly a horrible, horrible person. And what is really irking me is people've known this forever. Listen, I don't like Wendy Williams. I don't dislike Wendy Williams like that, but I don't. I never was a big. I don't know. She just kind of annoyed me. But listen, before Jaguar Wright, before Gene, before his Diddy's assistant, before all Columbus Short who came out talking about him, before everybody, there was Wendy Williams saying a lot of this. Yeah. So let's get into it. I know if Puffy did all these things to Cassie, that's a terrible thing. And she was a young girl. And I know how it is being a young girl. Listen, and I want if there's any young girls listening to me right now or people with daughters, I want to tell you something to try not to do. Because my aunt did this to me, and this is why I ended up getting sexually assaulted. Trigger warning, okay, y'all? By someone I knew, and it was very cool with. You do not throw your kids out, your daughters out the house when they're young girls, because they may end up with someone you don't want them to end up with. I'll never forget my aunt threw me out the house because I loved hanging. I loved hip hop. Hip hop was my life. And I know people say now, oh, hip hop, hip hop. Back when in the early 80s, hip hop was everything. Like my world stopped when Sugar Hill Gang came on that radio on WBLS. I was like, oh, I called all my friends. Their phones were busy because they were calling their friends. It was huge because we used to have to I used to have to stay up late to listen to hip hop through Mr. Magic on the radio. I had to either go. I snuck out to go to every jam, and if y'all don't know what a jam is, that's when they hook up the speakers and do all of that. I used to have it right outside my window in Jackson Projects. It would be right there. I would go from project to project, Webster Projects, Patterson Projects, all the projects to see my favorite rappers. But then I became 15 years old and I found a place called a Fever. And I don't know if you all ever seen Paid in Full, right? Paid in Full Well, Cameron's in it, Wood Harris. It's some, based on Alpo's life and Rich Porter and all that. I knew Alpo, and I knew a lot of people that were in the drug and the rap game back then, because I hung on the fever and the rooftop. You see that footage, that scene in Paid in Full, where they have Alpo showing him having sex on a little TV and a VHS combination outside. He really did that, but he did it inside. He did it with one of my friends. She was so embarrassed. Um, he even threw a drink on her, just out the blue, you know. So men in position where they have lots of money, whether it's entertainment, whether it's the drug game, women, if you ain't on your P's and Q's, you could get it. You can get it in the worst way. So I know and I was young, I was going to the fever all the time, meeting all types of dudes. I know I even though my aunt used to throw me out all the time for not coming home, especially after like I would come home on time sometime when I would go to those outside jams. But when I went to the fever, and I was 15 getting in the fever, but I had huge breasts, much bigger than they are now. I had a reduction because I got scoliosis. I got a little bitty back. You can't hold big breasts when you got a little bitty back. It's like these girls with these BML, what are they called? BL, whatever them shit, the fake butts, and they got them skinny little legs, I know their back. I know their lower backs and their legs hurt because they were my breasts and they were killing my back. So when you go into certain clubs, I know the fever. I got in. I always got in. My friends could not get out the house because either their parents, they listened to their parents, or they had babies. I did neither one. I didn't listen to my aunt, and I didn't have a baby, so I was good to go. And I used to go to the fever, and I would meet people like Melly Mel, who was I don't. He was so nice and sweet. And he used to wear sometime a Darth Vader mask, and he would dance with me, and we would go back into the Twilight room. I know you've seen on Paid in Full there too, and The Good Down on Netflix. You see this, like you could see through it these little lights in it. We used to go the Twilight room back there. I would play Pac-Man, sniff a bunch of cocaine at 15 years old. Cocaine was the thing, you know. And then a little later, crack became the thing. I never smoked crack. Like Whitney said, crack is whack. I had a lot of drug dealers, so I just get the cocaine for free. And when you are on drugs and you hanging out with men with money, things can go down. So you got to stay on your P's and Q's, ladies. And so I just want not, and I'm not directing this at Cassie. Let's take Cassie down, okay? Because I don't want anyone to think I'm picking on Cassie. But I just wish more people would have spoken out before, like someone like Kim, like the beautiful Kim Porter. She left his ass. I remember when Wendy Williams spoke about this when she left him, and I was so happy because I had been hearing like this ain't new what we're going through with Puffy. I know you can't see all the people. Let me just take me out of here, and let me remove me. Let's put me back. Okay, so these are a lot of the women who were with Diddy. Let me make it bigger for you. I don't know. We got here. Oh, Naomi Campbell dated Diddy. I'm trying to focus right now on Young Man at Miami. Okay? Young Miami. Young Miami said that Diddy is peeing on her. She really like it too. That's what she said. I like it. I like it. And let me tell you something. sums up with a dude who wants to pee on somebody all the time. I'm just saying it's something is even worse for a woman who wants to be peed on. Let me get Young Miami's picture up here. I know y'all know what she look like, but Young Miami is already saying things like she said how much money he's her sugar daddy and all of this kind of stuff. Um, these women are some of the worst role models for young women. I am so glad I do not have a daughter, and I always wanted one, but I have nieces. Niece. Um, yeah, Young Miami is raving about why is it not going on the damn thing? It's driving me crazy. Change the shit. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Having a little breakdown. I didn't smoke this morning. Smoke no weed this morning. Have no edible. But Young Miami, so she boasts about him giving her all this money and all. Okay, thank you. We having load sharing shedding out here in South Africa. It happens sometime. I'm using an inverter for electricity. So I hope this film comes out properly. But this is Young Miami. Um, Let me try to make her bigger. Yeah, y'all know I've been out of the loop for a minute. So please, 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 bear with us, sister. Bear with me. Beautiful girl. Um, I don't care what nobody says. She has a lot of problems stringing sentences together. You know, I personally am shocked. She doesn't seem like Diddy's type. But when you want to be relevant and you want to um, play heterosexual and like maybe that is his type now. I don't know. And who am I to say whether he's heterosexual? This is another thing. These are all allegations, even though I believe a lot of it. A lot of the things that are being said, I believe. But a lot of things that are being said, I believe people are just coming out the bag. They're just coming out for a bag. But I'm just saying, before Young Miami tries to, like when all things hit the fan, and because our music's not doing very well, and Diddy can't give her the money they claim he's giving her. I don't want to hear this girl say, he did this to me or he did that to me, because she was on film raving about being peed on. So I like, come on now. We're not trying to hear that later. Then we had this fella, Mark Curry, talking about the parties that they have, right? This is what I'm saying about accountability. I listen, I've been through sexual assault, and I understand. I truly understand. I don't understand waiting for years. I don't. I like. I've worked in a battered shelter. I don't. I know that it's a psychological thing, and you know, I understand. This. It's hard to leave, and it's definitely hard. And these were women that their men didn't have no money in these battered these the women's shelters. Like their men were not rolling with it, and they still wanted to come back. And I was at a safe house, and a safe house is where just what it is. You're not supposed to give the man the address. You're not supposed to tell them anything. This is what I'm saying. The psyche, you have to be a certain, I guess a certain, I believe, this is only me believing this. Because I know when I was beat up for doing nothing, I couldn't stay with him. Like he did it 2 times, and I got the cars the first, and then the second time some jewelry, and then I'm like, oh fuck that, like because I'm either gonna have to tell my brother, then my brother gonna kill him and end up in jail. So he got to go, and I like he gotta go, and I'll figure out a way to pay this rent, okay? And he took all his furniture. He had them same crackheads that I talked about who used to do my laundry, do my stuff for me and everything. They came and removed all the stuff that was in my house, and my house was fly. That was a lesson too. I always knew I was going to marry one a crack dealer or a drug dealer. They were good for dating back then. and then became not good for dating. So back onto these people. What I'm saying is, we as women, right? Like if you get bombed on the head and raped, like I'm not blaming anybody, but that's a whole nother story. But when you see, and somebody like you've seen people before and you've heard stories, let me tell you, the industry, all these stories go around and around and around. Trust me, trust and believe. They go around and around these stories. So young Miami knows somewhat, not everything that happened to Cassie, but I'm sure she heard little things about Kim Porter's nose being broken, all of his escapades. That like it's footage. It's listen. I don't understand a woman. I know I'm kind of getting off. I ramble sometimes, so like we're gonna have fun when I'm able to do live. But I'm saying, listen, I do not understand why these people are acting like, oh my God, really? I don't like they all know that it's a small community, okay? Even though it's a lot of rappers, people know everybody's business. They do. Young Miami knows some of his skeleton, well, things that she's heard. I personally believe from Kim Porter allegedly, the beautiful Kim Porter allegedly writing the book um, on Diddy. I think I'm almost sure that Diddy probably didn't let everybody into his realm of information, letting everyone know. I believe that Kim Porter knew, and I believe Cassie knows. I don't think Young Miami knows everything, but she's heard enough. Just like they don't want him at the Grammys now. They don't want to sit near him. They're having problems with figuring out who's going to sit near Diddy. When all these people knew about Diddy. Okay? We got his assistant who's saying he helped I think he put drinks, or he directed the girls to what bottles to drink out of. And the women, this is where the accountability comes in. Because I'm telling you, every drug I took when I was going, and it was only cocaine and weed, because I don't like other stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all some Bronx tales sometime. We're gonna have a show called Bronx Tales, and I'm gonna name drop a few people. Nothing bad, and nothing bad about them. But I just want young women to be aware. Don't get so start idolizing people and get so used to a lifestyle that you're willing to put up with anything. I know they say Diddy is dangerous. I know they say dangerous, but every man that beats your ass is dangerous. Let me tell you something. Any man could get somebody to get at you. Now, Diddy, people are dropping like flies around him, and I would be a little afraid. But damn it, how long you gonna stay 10, 15 years with a mother effer? And then who do you help? How do you help? Like, I don't want to blame anybody, anything. But maybe what happened to, because I believe something bad happened to Kim. I know I said I don't like YouTubers who speculate, but I don't believe Kim Porter died of pneumonia. Okay? I don't believe that. And I don't understand these women who have seen footage of the way he was calling Fabulous daddy like that. Like, I don't care. Listen, and I mean this. I know people going to say in the comments, yes, you would. You definitely, if some billionaire came at you, you would go for it. If I seen a grown man calling bombast, just bogarting a set at Drink Champs and following Fabulous around like he a pretty girl and calling him daddy, calling this man daddy, he would lose all his sex appeal to me. Listen, nothing against bisexual men, but I don't want no man who's been dipping his D in another man's booty. Okay. So I'm just saying, maybe a life could have been saved. And maybe if some of these people, even before Cassie said something, all these so-called, now I'll give it to Gene. He been talking. Nobody's listened. Well, I believed him. I'm Jaguar, right? I believed her, but sometimes she throw me off because she seems kind of erratic. But so do I. It comes with, I think, being an entertainer and having bad nerves and going through a lot of things. You seem erratic, so I listen to what she says. And like I said, Wendy Williams, all these people been talking. People been at his parties. People know what's going on, but yet and still it was hush the word. Everybody was happy to see him at Grammys then, right? They were happy to see him at Grammys. Listen, I can't take talking about myself no more. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna go live at. Let's see what time it is. Let's look at. Let's move on Young Miami. Okay, so right now here in South Africa, it is, and I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post this at like what time is it? 1:30. I'm gonna post this at 2:30 at 3 o'clock when the 4 o'clock when the load shedding is all over with, and I can do what I editing or whatever I have to do. Now my battery is low. See, because this inverter child, I'm gonna get into it. But I would like to get some feedback on this. So please, y'all, don't get mad at me for asking the question. But could y'all come back at 12 midnight your time? 12 midnight your time is 6 a.m. my time. And can we talk about this? And maybe somebody can explain to me why is it that I believe some people are choosing lifestyle over abuse, and then when the money or when they decide I'm leaving this bastard, now I want to make them pay, and they're getting their money, they're getting their bag. Do you believe that they are choosing lifestyle over safety? Or do you truly believe that were just too afraid to leave Diddy? I always respected Kim for leaving Diddy. She has beautiful children with him. She left him. She was writing a book to let the world know. Okay? So I'm not talking about Kim. I'm going to put it right out there. I'm not talking about Kim. I'm talking about other people. Other people who stayed around in this man's life, knew everything he was doing. I'm not just talking about women. I'm talking about the men too. Knew every damn thing Diddy was doing, assisting him in many cases. When you lining up and putting and ladies, this is what accountability means. You gonna now and stand in line and let a brother drop a pill in your mouth. You don't know what the pill is. Let me tell you something. Even sometimes when I'm doing my pills and I can't remember, like sometimes pills look alike. I'm getting old. I'm old now, y'all. I take a lot of pills, okay, just to maintain and stay alive, not to be high, okay, because I suffer from sarcoidosis. So you know, I have to keep my energy up. I haven't used cocaine in so many years. So I have to, and I have to stay healthy. So once you get a certain age, you start taking pills, a lot of pills for you, just to keep you alive. But yeah, I would like to mull this over, see what you think. Join me on a live, okay? Um, no, so when it's 6 midnight, sorry, excuse me. So when it's 6 o'clock your time, I'm gonna come back at 6 p.m. your time, 3 p.m. in California. Yeah, I'm coming back 6 p.m. your time, Eastern time. Um, and it'll be 12 midnight for me. And I'd like to go live, and I'd like to get some feedback on this because it's starting to annoy me. I now don't get me wrong. Something needs to be done about Diddy's behavior, but we must understand that it is so many more people, so many stars out here. Like, I'm gonna just put it out there, and I hope I don't get in trouble. But like, allegedly, Jay Z slept with Foxy Brown when she was 15. Allegedly. Hmm. And do you think it stops there? Like all these older men were after Aaliyah. I don't know how much older Dame Dash was than Aaliyah, and I don't want to say nothing, but I'm almost sure that Dame had somebody else pregnant when he was with Aaliyah. But that's not the point. And allegedly that, and we all know R. Kelly was way older than Aaliyah. So this goes on a lot in Hollywood and in the music business and in the dope game. Brothers be after them youngins. Because see, when you're a young girl, they figure you don't know as much. You may have a little mouth, but if you get out of hand, they just smack you once. You scare easy. That's what they think, you know. So come back. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I'm Allison Johnson. You watching Pulling the Black Card. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. No, morning for y'all, right? What time is it? Yeah, it's 7:30, y'all. 7:30 for y'all. Much love. I'll see you. Be at my live. Don't have me like a ugly girl at a party that nobody else wanted to come to. Much love. Be safe. And watch who you settle in with. Watch who becomes your friend, who you hang out with, who you choose to make your man or your woman. Because it's a lot of people, they on demon time, goon time. Much love. See you at 6.